welcome to Good Morning Nigeria, and coming up next will be newspaper review.
Right, this is Good Morning Nigeria. Time for newspaper review. And Chukwudi Abuja is seated, looking in the mood for Owambe.
Which Owambe?
Is it because it's Friday?
It's brand new.
Claire told me I look brand new. Actually, I wanted to say I'm spanking new.
For Owambe.
And you're Owambeing me into whatever. That's not fair. This is serious business. Ladies and gentlemen, I am happy to be here.
And we're happy to have you with us.
Thank you.
Yes, so let's quickly take a look at the... yes, okay, go ahead.
Beginning with the blueprint here. And the major headline here is Aftermath of Ondo APC Primaries. Rally behind Ayedatiwa Ganduje begs, okay, Akinfolari, Ibrahim, others. Says we cannot afford to lose to the opposition. Ex-Deputy Governor Agboola he wins PDP ticket. Right, and then down there, downpour, jailbreak. FG considers relocating Suleja Correctional Facility. Confirms escape of 118 inmates, 10 recaptured. Well, some accounts say 119. Residents flee as soldiers withdraw after terror attack. That's in Niger. Okay, and we move quickly to the leadership. Leadership Friday. Also above the masthead, you have 119 inmates escape. FG may relocate Suleja prison. Okwama residents sent presentations to panel by courier. Okay, and the major headline says 11 months after subsidy removal, Nigerians still face fuel scarcity, long queues. That story is on page 4 with 2 riders. PMS sells for 690, 730, 800, 820, 900 naira in major cities. NNPC blames logistics issues. Cautions against panic buying. Claire.
Okay, the Daily Sun has other stories, but it's leading with more hardship as telecom companies plan rate hike. Again, more hardship as telecom companies plan rate hike, and data voice services to be affected. So that's the lead story. Then just at the foot of the paper trending there, Boko Haram insurgents sack military camp in Niger community, an area near Shiroro. Army constructs over 40 roads and neutralizes 58 explosives. Is also trending. There are also other stories, just as 119 inmates escape as rainstorm destroys prison in Niger. So far, 10 of them have been recaptured. And as UK is supporting Nigeria's fight against malaria with £1 billion, and the federal government is saying, of course, the country is making progress against the scourge. And okay, I think those are the basic stories. So Chukwudi, what's your take? Let's still face the scarcity that just resurfaced yesterday.
Do we know the reason for it? I always start from there.
You know, I had to go to... You know,
well, NNPC blames...
I am tired of mystery scarcity.
NNPC blames logistics.
Let me tell you, I was at Total,
yes,
the filling station just a few meters away from us here, just to do a live report of what was going on, because I couldn't get fuel to go home after the
my
day's
car
work.
is actually abandoned.
Yes,
somewhere.
so we went the whole round this central area, and the queues, the few filling stations were disbanded. So we had to do a live report at 6, and I was there, and believe me, no one was willing to give us accurate story. No one knew what was going on. Maybe station manager, is that what they are called? You know, said, Madam, you can see the tanker is there. We are about to offload. But nothing was going on. Yes. Really nothing was going on. Even some of those who were in queue said they were told to wait for 2 hours. That to offload, you know, petrol from the tanker, yes, and other hoarding procedures would take about 2 hours. You know, so I now, you know, breathe a sigh of relief to say, okay, nothing. So people were maybe panic buying.
You don't even blame those people. They are at the point of retail, maybe voiding if you like. So they may not even be in a position to tell you what has happened.
No, but they also play a part.
Exactly.
If they refuse to dispense.
What I'm interested in is going to the NNPCL, for instance. Let us hear something definitive.
Our correspondent...
Mystery scarcity should not happen in Nigeria.
Yesterday, incidentally, there was fuel on the airport road. As I didn't observe
Lydia
this morning.
Lydia Sampson reported from the NNPC to say, look, this is panic buying. You know, the logistics issue had been resolved and that there was no need, you know, for that.
Did anyone give further definition to logistics?
You see,
sweeping many things into one word that blinds many people does not quite solve issues.
Chooks, you know my concern.
But perhaps if you read the story, you might just find what is meant by logistics.
Yes.
You might find.
We'll find out.
But there were rumors. But I mean, we shouldn't
speculate.
Yes, rumors here. Yeah. But you can't. They say out of every rumor, there is out of every. What did
but
you
we don't
smoke?
trade in rumors. Please
yes,
remember.
Yes, but what I find, you know, concerning is or worrisome is the fact that right in front of petrol stations, you find black markets. Yes, and the exorbitant price at which a liter is sold. Yesterday, a liter of petrol that's in front of Total, those hawking fuel, sold for 1,200 naira.
You want to know where those people are getting the fuel from. Because today, even if the filling station they're selling in front of doesn't sell fuel, you're going to see a lot of people with jerry can running after you. Who is selling the fuel to them? Who is benefiting from our present difficulty?
So, Chukwudi, what are you saying in terms of news, communication from the NNPC,
yes,
and this?
Let them just be definitive. Look, Homer sometimes nods is the English proverb for even the best makes mistakes. If you're, it depends on the number of people you're referring to. Homer sometimes nods. The NNPCL is not going to be God, become God. They are human. But when these things happen, be definitive. Tell us what it's all about. Communication is everything. That's part of the reason I really praise the current administration. The president, at a point, said, the Labour people, come and talk to me. He did a lot of things. But when you stay in that glass house and go and ask them whatever they're doing, it damages so many things. So communication is key. We undermine the impact of communication.
Lastly on that, before we move to another.
Yes.
The issue of black market racketeering, is it a helpless situation?
Let's not go to impunity. It's an overused word again, just like logistics, okay? The point is this. When a situation that does not encourage normality to happens, abnormality takes over. And when you, as the provider of that which should normalize the situation, you're doing things that are somewhat on the blink. They are not quite performing up to expectation. You're not going to have moral strength to come down hard. By the way, come down hard. Why I came hard on Dana Air by Kiyamo. You come down hard on something. Very important.
You know,
so you can't come down hard on anybody because your corner is not quite tidy.
And you know, Victor,
there are
this
many
is happening
areas where they need to come down hard. Not just in this issue of black markets and all of that.
It-
There are many areas where government needs to really,
many.
tighten the noose
That's the
and get results out of
Exactly.
the basic sectors.
I'm also raising the issue that those black market, hawkers
Yes.
are doing so right in front of the force police headquarters, and are getting away with it.
The
sure.
other time we said
I
we
had-
should not begin to give the impression that it is no longer good to be good. Africa never thrived, in that situation. That's not how we lived. But somehow in our country, a huge population, a huge part of our population is beginning to think that it is no longer good to be good.
And then before we let you go, Chukwudi, 119 inmates escape again.
Yes, when what do they call them? Binary, the people, cryptocurrency people. When he escaped, what I asked was, who was sacked after he escaped? So it's the same thing I'm going to ask you here. Emotions cannot make a situation work well. You got to come down hard. Now that the aviation minister has given us an idiom to work on this morning, if you do not come down hard on certain things that should be frowned upon, you're going to introduce a situation where,
The minister did.
after the escape, I want to hear that this person was dealt with because of the escape.
Indeed.
Then we'll have a stepping stone to further progressive discussion of our development as a people.
The minister did tacitly, admit that they could have done better. Someone dropped the ball, because I did hear him question, if you had X number of people on guard duty, how do you allow unarmed people to, just by the collapse of fence, to go breaking cells and
Let me say
escaping?
this. In the current administration, I see some ministers who are forthright. I don't know whether it's their youthfulness. It's a plus for us.
But at the end of the day, like you say, it is who...
sanctioning those who need to be sanctioned and
So
taking remedial
what
action where you
happens?
need to take
Is
remedial
it just
action.
at the point of granting interviews or public?
That's
gathering?
it.
At the end of the day, that goes away.
Chukwudi, I know Victor will sign you off soon. Just to touch on it, and it's a very
Quickly.
Yes,
Let's get on it.
the telecom companies, planning to, of course,
Well, the director is
hike
threatening.
rates and all that. So that's another issue. We probably don't have the time.
It's easy. Let's just say
In 10 seconds.
Communication is not a luxury. Telephony is not a luxury.
Okay.
We're not asking that it be subsidized, but let them have a heart, because we need to reach out to one another.
All right, Chukwudi Okoli-Ugbaja, thank you very much for being here this morning. We'll see you again Monday.
Yeah, Monday.
God willing.
In the meantime, let me go and retrieve my car.
All right, go retrieve it. And
Thank you.
Good Morning Nigeria returns after this break.